So, welcome to the third episode of AT Talks. Today we have another guest visit, and his name is Alex Paladi. He's a very successful young entrepreneur, and I'm definitely sure his journey will inspire a lot of people. So, tell them a bit about yourself, Alex.
Hello guys, my name is Alex and I pretty much started this whole journey with 13 years. I was like 14 years old or even 12, I think. Um, right now I'm 15, so still young and still a lot to achieve. I'm like at the bottom right now, I think. Um, and yeah, so uh, should I tell the people about how it all started?
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead.
So honestly, my journey started in the Instagram team page business. I was watching a video of Biaheza on YouTube. I think you know those videos from Biaheza,
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
ones. And he talked about team pages, and I said, okay, well, let's try it out. I don't have anything to do. I'm just sitting around. So
Mm-hmm.
I opened three pages, one about fitness, one about like a game, and another one about fitness.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the fitness one went viral. It had like 40K in like within 3 months. So it was pretty good for me. My first time doing business online. So I was really happy.
Mm-hmm.
Made like my first few bucks with promos, like $8 with a promo at 10K. For me, it was insane.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
you know when you make the first money, it's insane. That feeling was
yeah. Exactly,
undescribable.
exactly.
And from there, I just went up. Of course, I had like some I failed a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I failed a lot, and I still do. But you learn through failures, and you should use those failures to make yourself better.
Yeah, yeah. Agree. To grow, adopt, and reflect.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
Because if I didn't fail, if I didn't make so many mistakes, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have the motivation to keep going, and I would think that I'm really good. If
Yeah,
but in reality, I wasn't.
yeah, exactly.
So
Kind of like over exaggerating your knowledge and capability
exactly,
and stuff.
exactly.
Yeah.
So good that all these things happened to me. Um, I also got some like a page hacked,
Oh,
and
really?
back then, yeah, it had 10K.
Yeah.
Was a big thing for me, but I just got over it. I also
Mm.
got lost money buying pages, because eventually I sent to friends and family because I wanted so bad to get the page,
Yeah.
and at the end I also got scammed. I think you did you have something similar? Did you have some?
Um, Close, but like I got the money back. Yeah. Yeah. So basically, what Alex is also another Alex, pretty
Yeah.
coincidental. But yeah, basically what he's talking about is buying pages on the Instagram. So you can buy pages. Obviously, it's not. I think it's not legal, or at least not. Um, yeah, legal. I think.
I think it's I
I,
think it is actually.
yeah, I'm not
You can
sure.
buy it. You can buy it, but you should uh s- like
Have an
put it in and
agreement or something. Yeah.
yeah, have an agreement. That's what I also do
Yeah.
always. Of course at the start I didn't because I was young and dumb.
Yeah.
Uh but it happens, okay?
Yeah. All right.
Um
So,
all right.
how did you even come up with like the motivation or inspiration to start at 13 years old? I mean, at 13 years old, I was just playing outside, and
Yeah.
just like being a little child, a teenager, and yeah, what motivation or what inspired you to even start or to try and start something online?
Well, I always was like a person that wants to do business but doesn't know how. I was like, I want to be a businessman always. So at school, maybe I never told the story online, but I was buying like in my fifth grade, I was buying like cheap sodas from another shop and bringing them to school, like
Yeah, yeah.
10 in like 10 bottles, and selling those for like 200% profit. And that was a big thing for me. But beyond that, I haven't done business in um,
On a large
like
scale.
yeah, like at that age,
Yeah.
or on a large scale. So I always wanted to do it. So that's why I started to watch YouTube videos. How can you make money online? And a lot of things on YouTube are real and good, but also a lot of things are scammy things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, agree.
Like make $600 an hour doing this survey and all that, and you
Yeah,
just
yeah.
lose your time.
I actually fell
And
into one of those, just to quickly tell one of my stories in between with the survey. I actually fell into that trap a while back, but I know a lot about computer systems and hacking, for example, that sort of stuff. So,
yeah.
as well. And basically, I got like tons of viruses, and then whatever was pretty fucked up at the time. And
Hmm.
yeah, basically what happened was that I kind of defeated those viruses, which was pretty cool for my age. But still,
Hmm.
I was just trying to make a few bucks, and I did the same as you, like with I was it's called zoethout, so sweet wood or something like that, like
Yeah.
those sticks you chew on. And it was
Hmm.
like a kind of like a trend on my school, on my primary school, on when I was like 12 or 10 years old. And friends of mine were selling those with pretty nice profit, and eventually I did the same thing and made different ways of money, set up kind of like a
Yeah.
um, container cleaning business, and
Yeah.
with a friend of mine, which was pretty profitable for our age. It was like 40 euros per hour or something, if we
That's
converted
pretty good.
everyone, or if we converted all the money, and it was like 2 hours to spend every Friday. Yeah, eventually we obviously quit it and went ahead and got a dishwasher job and that sort of stuff. But did you have any experience with like having an actual job, like being a dishwasher
Actually,
or waiter or?
I'm no, and I won't ever work a job. I made like this promise to myself. Um, like a mentor of mine said, I would rather be homeless on the street, next to McDonald's than working at McDonald's. I think you know the person I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking to.
Yeah.
Um, and that was really funny.
But
But
why do you think in that way? Like I'm not like denying or saying you're wrong, but I'm really interested to kind of see your point of view, because you're also very young as like me. But
well,
like making that statement or getting that point of view comes also with experience and obviously like people telling you. But like how did you make that decision with like you wouldn't rather work, but you haven't actually did it before, you know?
you kind of get that mentality of working in exchange, like making money in exchange of time,
Mm-hmm.
and you get that poor mindset, I think. And you also you like destroy your ego because you destroy the motivation to create a business. You fall in that trap of
Mm.
well, I can work and I have like a chill life, and I don't have any stress working online and finding new ways to make money. That's the thing. With a job, you just have that security that you'll still get the money, I think,
Mm-hmm.
and you fall in that trap to don't strive for better things.
Yeah.
And also, most likely you're getting exploited, because the business owner will make a lot of money more than you, and I think you get what I mean,
Yeah, I
kind
think it
of.
also depends like on different things. Like what I spoke about with the other Alex in our last podcast was, for example, the jobs. Like for example, if you have a doctor, if you want to become a doctor, obviously you need to go to college, or at least it would
Yeah.
be fairly reasonable to. But I think it's also perspective you have on your future self. So if you, for example, want to be an online entrepreneur, want to do entrepreneurial things in the future, then
Mhm.
obviously you can make the decision to yeah, not go for a job or not to pursue something like that. But in terms of like well, you being pretty young or younger than me, I would
Hmm.
encourage you to. I'm sure like with college and stuff, you'll probably do an internship or stuff, and you'll know what it's like. But if you never had that feeling, I think you could also get a lot of motivation from it,
Hmm.
like experiencing it and everything. At least that's what happened to me.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, I definitely like not deny it and just placing it in a corner like, oh, that's evil and that's right or right and wrong, you know.
yeah, yeah. I know
So
what you mean.
yeah, but I definitely
I'm
agree with you on those points. With, for example, job things come with different aspects to, um, yeah, mental mindset, all that stuff,
exactly.
and security, stress, financial stuff, and yeah, I definitely agree with you on some points. Yeah.
Well, you said that thing with the doctor and university and college. Well, yeah, that's true. If you want to become a doctor and that's what you love, I think you should do what you love. But like, if you really want to become a doctor, then fair point. Go learn
Mm-hmm.
and become a doctor. At the end of the day, doctors also make good money and they can still like open their I don't know how to say it, but like they're not hospital, but like um the place where people go and you have like your own doctors who work there and
Mm-hmm.
treat the people and you're actually the
Yeah,
boss
yeah,
and
I know
telling
what you
them
mean.
what to do.
Yeah.
So they can actually do that later on once they have the funds, I think. So being a
Yeah,
doctor
kind of
is
like opening up your own doctor's office, kind
exactly,
of. Yeah, yeah.
exactly. And I think that's like a really, really good way to make money as a doctor as well. And
Yeah, I think
yeah,
it also has to do with what you really love to do, you know? Because
yeah,
at a young age, what I would really encourage everyone to do, try so many different things, you know? If you
yeah,
try and do drop shipping and you fall in love with it, well, you found your passion, you know? But there's so many people out there that kind of neglect or push away the fact that you actually have to try things to find your passion instead
yeah,
of waiting and thinking. You know, you just have to go out there, do it, and actually see what you like and write down like 10 things you want to do and do them. Start it, network
exactly.
with people, talk to people about it, learn from it, and move on if you don't like it, you know? And yeah.
Yeah. One thing I want to say, I would, if I would be starting again, I would just take a lot of things I love, writing them on on like on a
Piece of
paper.
paper, yeah.
Yeah, and basically try everything and every business model. Like for one business model for 3 months, another one, and once you make money and find what you love, you
Mm-hmm.
can keep on doing that and uh, still have that list, but you'll just do it
Yeah.
mainly. You know what I mean? And besides of that, yeah, I honestly just love building stuff or creating stuff, like creative things. If you go like to my Instagram pages, for example, you'll see that um besides of the before like writing the thing with the agency, I had like something creative about that brand, so it looks like it's like a
Yeah.
brand, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So the same thing with NFTs. I love creating something that's unique and creative and looking
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, tell the people
And
about that, like what you're doing.
well, recently I've started like a new NFT collection. And it's got like I'm trying to build like the contract. An NFT collection is made of the art, the contract, the website, the community behind it, the way how you want to sell it. You need to have like a lot of things in mind.
Yeah.
Like you need to find a drawer, like a good drawer that can do the art for you.
Or
I've
do it
decided
yourself.
for do it yourself.
Yeah.
Well, if you can draw good, I
Yeah.
can't draw. I'm bad at drawing, honestly. And like most of my friends are bad at drawing. So
Mm-hmm.
I thought, okay, let me ask a friend, maybe he knows someone. Then he found someone and now he did the art. I need to do the contract, I need to do the website, I need to find ways how to sell it out almost instantly so it
Yeah.
blows up.
Yeah.
And yeah, last few months were pretty interesting. A lot about investing because I've been in the NFT space and how you know and like you know,
Yeah.
it's really vulnerable and volatile. You can make a ton of money in like seconds and minutes, and then you can see it how it just crashes down, like
Exactly.
from
Yeah.
from 500, like you get something for free. Let's say you mint 10. Means you create and then not create, but you buy an NFT, and it's like the creation,
Yeah.
like it creates
Yeah.
itself basically. So sometimes there are free mints, and imagine you're buying like 18 of them, and it's for free. You pay like only gas, which isn't that expensive, and you wait. You put them in for like $30 each, and like after one day, it's at $300, and you see how
Yeah.
it went, and how you basically um put it like listed it for like much lower than you should.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
it
definitely
was a
think
great
the
experience.
NFT space and metaverse space is very interesting. I went really dived dove, I think, deep into the space, and yeah, it's really interesting. And indeed, what you said, like there are millionaires being created every day, but there are also been people who made so much losses, and I definitely think while it being such a volatile place and high risk, you should definitely do a lot of research before putting in a certain amount of money, or at least going in a lot more. I think you did crypto trading as well, right?
Yeah, but not like NFTs. NFTs is like
Flipping, yeah.
flipping, and like since I've been doing that since I think December, November,
Okay.
like constantly every day. I've even put everything aside and just focusing on NFTs for like the most majority
Yeah.
of time. Because it's like such an interesting space, and it's relatively new. It's like Bitcoin in 2012, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Like just starting to get some volume, or 2013, I would say at this point. And it's really interesting how really interesting how to see everything go up and down so fast.
Yeah.
And like I think there was like a guy that turned like literally $0 into 17 million. Did you see that post? I think you did.
Not
No?
sure. No.
So basically there was a guy who made a bunch of accounts of the new Bored Ape Yacht Club drop,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of raffles. Like he went and made bots and
Yeah.
did it that way to generate more accounts so that he can win more. And like he turned $0 into 17 million, and he also hadn't have like he didn't have anything before that. And it's crazy how he went from $0 to
Yeah.
like a multi-millionaire in the term of a couple of
Yeah. But I think that's
months.
also a thing, a reason why a lot of people find it so attractive, or at least like a lot of friends of mine. Um, like it's a very famous quote as well. Like be be fearful when people are greedy, and be greedy when
Yes.
people are fearful. And that's something I really live by in terms of investing in crypto and all the other stuff I invest in myself. But if I look at my friends and like people who do know and do not know a lot about it, it's very interesting to compare like what they're doing, you know. And you know when some people are doing this, then you know that it's fearful or it's greedy, you know. And
Yes.
yeah, I definitely agree with while being in such a high risk place, but also there's so much money like being exposed to it daily.
Yes.
It's so attractive, you know, because there's people who make a lot of money from it. But that's what I mentioned before. You really have to know your stuff before getting into it really good and
Yes.
deeply, because all the people that know a lot about it obviously know that people who don't know a lot about it like put a few $100s in, but all the people that know a lot about it, take that $100 from all those people that don't know a lot about it. So they're
Yeah.
kind of like getting all the money in because they know how the game works, and the other people are just playing around, and then it's like, oh well, it's just $100. I learned a lot from it, and it's all good. But then the other, if you kind of see it on the other side of the spectrum, it's people that know a lot about it that are being uh, like millionaires, becoming millionaires because of uh, the people that don't care about the $100. But if you have 100 people with $100 that don't care, well, you can calculate it, you know.
Well, yeah. Another thing I would say is if you get into the NFT space or crypto space or investing space or any business that you want to do or agency even, you really need and it's really important to educate yourself because if you don't educate yourself, you won't make it big. That it's exactly like TikTok or if you don't or TikTok is a bit random, I would
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
TikTok
With
is
the
a bit random.
algorithm, yeah,
Yeah, but there like every business besides of TikTok is like you need to get education to make money. That's why people sell mentorships.
yeah,
That's why people sell coachings
yeah.
because people need to get educated.
I
Obviously
definitely
there are a
feel
lot of
like,
scams.
sorry to cut you off, but like I definitely feel the education side of things is gonna change drastically in like the next 10 to 20 years, just
Yes.
due to how many people can actually learn so much on the internet. And like some sort of things you learn in college, for example, on an online business education, you can, the thing is like that's what I find really strange with online business education. Like if you go to college for that degree, it's very nice, very interesting, but you learn like the basis of stuff. And what I find pretty ridiculous is that they can't teach that just because the online space is changing its algorithms every week or every month, you know. So it changes so fast, and you can see it with TikTok how fast that came up, how many people have changed their business models to TikTok or
Yes.
to learning how to adapt that. So there's so much new stuff being created and new opportunities to be
On a daily space.
exactly.
On a
So you
daily,
can't. I find it pretty well strange that you can educate people who are paying like $10,000 to $20,000 for a college degree on online business or online social media stuff, like an online social media management or marketing education. That if you don't really combine those things with, for example, online education on YouTube or courses or coachings, then yeah, I still think you're kind of limited, you know, in terms of
yes.
knowledge. Because if you look at us, we've done so much by applying
Yeah.
different things, and by applying, reflecting, learning, networking, talking about it, it's just the
Yeah.
growth goes so fast.
And actually one thing is really important. Get you need to learn people that are good at something and get friends with them and you need to network and one thing I want to say about NFTs that like one of
Oh
the
yeah,
main
yeah,
things
yeah,
um you should always sell in volume and buy when there's not much volume and like you said be fearful when others are greedy and that's what exactly is important because a lot of people are losing money because they don't educate themselves
mm-hmm,
and just gamble
yeah,
basically.
yeah,
And with such a growth on like on social media like and in NFTs went from June last year from like think a couple million volume a month to hundreds of millions of of
volume,
Ethereum
yeah,
volume exactly,
yeah,
and it's growing so much and so fast that you need to adapt to new things and like you said, always adapt and always try to do new stuff and try new things out and eventually eventually you can get pretty big, I think, and make a huge like a lot of money.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Definitely agree. And in terms of like, for example, the what I find really funny, or at least what I think would be really funny, is just starting up a school or at least a college or something like that, which educations change like frequently. Kind of like, well, you can see it as online coaching stuff, but you can also see it as a physical school. That would be really fun,
Yes.
you know, like. Okay, well, we're introducing our metaverse program, you know,
Yeah,
with
yeah,
Alex Paladi as teacher, and just
yeah.
teaching everyone about it. And yeah, in terms of like that sort of stuff, it's just such different worlds, you know. Because recently I've also been visiting family a lot more, or at least on holiday, and then when speaking about certain things, like for example, Instagram or online stuff that I do, the understanding really isn't there because
Yeah.
it's just so far away out of their reach, because we get thrown so much information in our faces like every day and every week, because of our phones and stuff, and that also allows us to learn very quickly and know a lot of stuff, but it
Yeah.
also comes with a lot of instant gratification stuff. So, for example,
Hmm.
TikTok, the dopamine platform that you can that you can
Yeah.
be on, and it's just very crazy. I mean, look at YouTube and Instagram, and TikTok that just adapted to those short videos, like for example, on Instagram Reels, on YouTube it's Shorts, and then on TikTok it's TikToks.
Even Netflix copied TikTok. Did you see that?
Exactly,
Even
but
Netflix.
the thing is, if they copy, for example, TikTok, or adapt a certain feature that TikTok is using, it just shows how much potential and how much, um, how good it's doing. So it's kind
Hmm.
of like they they create a new formula to create more addicts, and I think it's kind of like going like this right now, like a lot, and then I think it will dip down a
Hmm.
while, or they just need to think of new features or ways to let that dip not to be too low. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I definitely find it really really interesting. And how do you like, for example, with your business and stuff and Instagram network and everything? We'll get into that later. But how did you manage to, for example, with mindset or with people around you, how did you manage that? Like you're in a very different space and thought, and you're making a lot more money than people from your age,
Yeah, a
and
lot,
even
of
from,
course.
yeah. So how did you adapt into that? Like, did you cut out all your friends, or did you do this or
No.
that, or how did you?
Well, I can be like really different when I'm outside, I think. And I didn't change my friends. I just I just tried to when I come home, like I'm going to school, right? I have friends there,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm having a lot of fun, you know. But once I come home, I just uh change a bit, especially when I'm trying to do NFTs or work on something. I
Yeah.
try to be another person,
Yeah.
but like like my character is the same everywhere. I just try to focus more because
Mm-hmm.
when I'm outside, I'm just having fun, you know.
Yeah.
Do I just do fun things,
Yeah.
and when I come like home, I try to switch
Yeah.
and just have a work mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I just I just can't do that. I've done that since I'm 13, I think, with all the calls I was in, like coaching calls and all that.
Yeah.
It was really, really funny, and
Yeah, it's
yeah,
really
just
interesting, because like
yeah.
a lot of people, what they do is they're very much searching for like, for example, their own personality, or how to adopt certain things in certain situations, or
Mhm.
like when being an online entrepreneur, and the people that are listening, you have to keep in mind that Alex is making like an income that a 40-year-old would make every year, and he's only 15. So the thing is, there's so much different things coming to us, or to you especially at a young age, that, well, obviously every person reacts different to it, but I've had friends that also, kind of cut out all their bad friends and just do kind of are very, how do you say that, like very in search of their own, who they are, so kind of their identity as well, and also, for example, with, like which friends they can be the reader be the, which friends they can really be themselves with. So
Yeah.
that part, like if you can obviously make that switch, and that's great that you found that that's good for you and comfortable, but like if you dig deep and really think, okay, who am I would find it hard to kind of neglect a personality or yourself to make a switch like that. um
Um, well, I'm really the same person, but I just focus more, and I'm trying to be more calm because when I'm outside, I'm just
but you
really,
don't
really.
discuss anything with friends, like work related
I
or
do,
business related?
I do, I
Okay.
do. I tell them, check this up. I've done this partnership. Check this up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing NFTs right now, and I'm trying to help them and do the same because it's better when you're friends and you are getting
Growing.
rich
Yeah.
and making money and getting big and all that than if you are alone. That's why I'm trying to that's what I'm trying to do with all of my friends. Even though I'm making a lot of fun and having a lot of fun, um, when I'm outside and all
Yeah.
that, but
You're also
I'm
trying to
try
help them.
I'm also trying to get them with me than going alone. Obviously, I made a lot of friends online.
And let's say your
That
friends don't really want to, um, well, have to talk about that, or to they have no interest in that, and they just want to live a 9 to 5 life, and they, yeah, kind of like that. How would you perceive that? Because you're pretty much, well, your mindset against the 9 to 5 is pretty made up already, I think. So how would
yeah.
you look at that?
Well, obviously, there are people that want to work 9 to 5 or must work because they don't want to put the time in and make a business.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm just okay. If that's your decision, okay, then do it. Like everyone makes their own life. So if he does that, I can't really change him. So it's
Mm-hmm.
okay. Just do your own thing.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm trying, like, I've got many friends that also have like a similar mindset and want to make a business, want to be successful, want to make it big. So that's really, really good in my
Yeah.
eyes. But I also
Kind of
have
having
friends
a
that,
balance between it. Yeah, you can have fun with. Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
definitely
but I
agree.
also, sorry for interrupting you.
No, no, no. Sorry
Uh,
for interrupting you.
all good. So, but I also have friends that, for example, one of my, like, a really, really good friend of mine, that was together with like a lot, like years.
Hmm.
He's going next year like to work and to learning like like not a business but like a job.
Hmm.
I don't know how it's called in English. And basically I'm going to be alone in my class. E- or I'm going to switch my class. I'm gonna see because like all of my friends are in another class and I'm alone with a
Hmm.
good friend of mine like locked up
Yeah.
because we've made so many like I don't want to talk about that, but
Yeah. Yeah.
but like a good friend of mine is going pretty much, and I've tried to get him to do business. So right now with my agency, for example, I'm trying to grow it and email a lot of
Companies.
businesses.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I told and he's a bit helping me with like copywriting because he has a talent. I told him that, and I told him, look, if we get 5 clients from you, like with your help, I'm going to hire you. I don't care, and I'll pay you.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't really have to work. I don't know what his opinion is on that, but at least he can do it on the side, you know. And other friends of mine are really have that mindset of
Yeah.
doing business,
Yeah.
and I really love that because I can talk about business with them and tell them what I'm doing and how I'm doing that. So with friends, again, really, you need to adapt. Like I have friends online. I'm talking to
Mm.
them. I'm learning from them. And obviously, I'm living in Austria right now.
Yeah.
Going to school here, all that. Um, I have some friends that have a business mindset and some have another mindset, like a 9 to 5 mindset. I'm okay with that. Not everyone is born an entrepreneur, and many
Mm.
entrepreneurs that even have that mindset fail. It just comes down to how much are you willing to go this route, and are you willing um to get successful, if you know what I mean.
But do you feel like when, for example, you're on a very entrepreneurial route, then obviously it's a very alone route most of the time, or at least
Yeah.
like obviously you network and stuff with people, but at the end of the day you have to do the things, and you're responsible for your own income. You're responsible for your own responsible for your own business growth. Obviously you will have people to do it for you, and a team and whatever. But at the end of the day, a 9 to 5 is like you just work a 9 to 5, for example, and then go home and that's it. you know, but the
Yeah.
business always goes on. And in terms of like, do you feel when you would be surrounded with more like-minded people, you would have more motivation and stuff to um, grow quicker, for example? So let's say you would be living in a
Mm,
house together with entrepreneurs and still having fun, them being also your friends and fun friends, but you can make that switch together, you know?
I know. Um, um, I know what you mean. 100%. The thing is, like I told you, I'm from Moldova actually. I'm coming like my parents are Moldavians,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't think I told you that. So when I come to my like to my
I was a
country
country, yeah,
or to
yeah,
my country, I have like some really good friends there that really have that entrepreneurial mindset. And I even launched my agency. I've launched my agency with one of those, and the guy is also like really entrepreneurial. He's making a bunch of money, and I'm I think I like understand the question, but I think you can do it on your own as well
mm-hmm.
if you just like I can't live without money. Like if you don't have money, you feel bad. So you don't re then you start to get more motivation.
Yeah,
And at the end of the day, you're making your own life. You're responsible for your life.
yeah.
So if you don't work and you don't get something done and don't work on your goals, and you'll never achieve anything. So do you get what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah. But like, let's say you're put in a environment with, for example, if you look at entrepreneurs that are pretty successful, what they
mhm,
do is they go to, for example, Dubai or somewhere else to kind of live the lifestyle they want to also help them do more things, network with more people, and grow faster in a way. But
yes,
I always have found to find a balance very hard. To, for example, making that switch, I am the exact same as you, like making that switch between fun friends and stuff. But sometimes I do find it very hard to, for example, when you're busy with a lot of things, with college, with a lot of different things, and you do want to help your friends succeed, and you help them, but they don't really do the same stuff as you do, or they don't move as fast, or they I think what you have is that you have had luck with people around you that are being very entrepreneurial, or at least like having a few friends that are very
yeah,
entrepreneurial around you, and not experiencing like not having that so much. But yeah, I think definitely like in a surrounding, like I don't know, Dubai or living with people together, uh, that would definitely change like um,
yeah,
my
of course.
lifestyle obviously, and the growth curve and everything. And obviously like it's a very different talk that we're having because like I'm at a stage of my life that I'm going to move out and go into the world, you know, and
Yes.
experience more things, and you're just more thinking about college, your future, like more of a standpoint from your home, I think. Um,
I don't do. I don't actually not at all. I really don't want to go to college here. I really want to, if I do college, I want to go to Dubai or New York or
mm,
yeah, or I even think universities and colleges like college and all that will be online once I'm go like in 3 4 years. I definitely can see a
it
lot
being a lot
of
online, yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah, like pretty much. So basically, once I'm 18, I really want to move out of Austria. Like really, I would just go
yeah.
to Dubai.
I meant more in the with the view of you having more security in terms of like obviously I do too, but like you, like let's say you don't make any money tomorrow, you wouldn't
Mhm.
mind, you know, you wouldn't become homeless or you wouldn't
Yeah.
have any food, you know, you have your friends, you have a lot of you have that
Ah,
security safe net to fall back on. And
yes.
when you, for example, are thinking about moving out or discovering the world a lot more, I guess you have to take a lot more things into account. But one thing I did want to discuss was your Instagram stuff. So we didn't
Okay.
discuss a lot
All right.
more about social media. Like, as well, people don't know a lot about that yet. But Alex has a very large network on Instagram. He grew those pages, or he grew a lot of pages on Instagram in a short amount of time, and that's also one of his income
Yeah.
streams. So, how large is your Instagram follower network at the moment?
I think like I might like at the top it was like 600, 700K. Right now it
Mm.
is like more 500K. Honestly, it's like Instagram is really, really interesting. And I love how it works because the more you do, the more you'll get.
Mm.
So if I put 10 hours in research and content and all that, you can make so much more. And
And
like
what do you mean by so much more for the people listening?
like okay, so with that I mean you can grow so much faster and you can get so much done. Like 10 to 20 hours on Instagram is like 40, 50, 60 in other businesses, or 70 or even
Yeah.
100, I would say. Because if you find the good content and good, like you make a brand, let's say you make a brand, okay? You already have like a good branding, good
Yeah.
optimized.
Otherwise, you can
Um,
outsource it on Fiverr or
yeah, exactly,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, Once you do that, you can start growing, and with growing, I mean like you post good content, high quality content, or viral content on your pages,
Mm-hmm.
and that way your pages will grow faster. At start, I had like a page that wasn't growing that good. But let me share a story. Let's go to exactly 1 year ago, exactly May, I would say even May 15th. My network was at 10K. I went down, I would say. My route wasn't where I wanted it to be.
Mm-hmm.
So I had like 10K on the page, or 13K. So I said, okay, agency is going good. And in that time frame, I was doing agency, so it was going pretty decent. I wouldn't say it was bad.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, okay, it's time to do something new. And I started buying um, certain pages and like creating certain brands. And from that there on, I just created good brands.
Yeah.
And for example, one of my bigger pages is growth, or results with Z, and it's really short and you can memorize it. And I've done it that way that if someone has the page on their home
Explore page or
or explore page,
yeah.
then they would remember it. So when you look at the logos I did, or my designer did, it's really easy to remember. And
Yeah.
if you see it multiple times, you'll remember it eventually.
Yeah.
And I think branding is really, really important. Um, because once you set branding and you find good content, you can grow
Yeah.
exponentially.
And just double down
Um,
on what works, improve those
exactly.
things, and
Post more.
yeah, exactly. And the thing is with definitely Instagram pages, what's kind of more in the advanced way, is that I just want to add real quick is the stages of a page. So you have different
Yes.
stages. So same in a business,
Yes.
with
Exactly.
revenue, but also with followers and engagement and posts that
Yeah.
do well or don't do well, stories, like a lot of things play into each other, and that comes with
Yes.
experience. But also, like, for example, what you just said, the branding, like when you talk about the branding, like everything plays into each other, and if one thing isn't correct, that could cost you a follow. So people
Exactly.
decide based on those little things. They just analyze in 2 seconds, and if one thing is off, even if it's the name or the bio or a highlight, then it's like, okay, I'm not gonna give a follow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Instagram is like, it's important that you do all the important stuff, and if you don't do something, like there are three really important things, like the brand, the way you do the strategies, and I would
Yeah.
say
Content.
your content. Exactly. That's
Yeah.
only focus on these three things. And if you miss out on one thing, then you won't grow. If you don't post good content, you won't grow. If you don't have a good brand, people won't follow you, so you
Yeah.
won't grow that
Yeah.
fast. If you don't post good content, you won't grow as fast
Yeah.
either.
Yeah.
So
And each
It
pillar
really,
has to do with different
yeah,
aspects to it. So conversion of a follower, or attraction, or decision making,
yes.
or that sort of stuff.
And you need to create a formula, I would say. So back to my story. In May, I had like 10K.
Yeah.
June, I had 30K. In September, I had 600K. In a span of 2 months, I went from like I
10K
had
to 600. Yeah.
exactly in on like multiple pages, like in total 600K.
Mm.
Um, like a brand of mine was drawing like 100K a week at
Yeah.
one point.
It was
It was
crazy.
it was most like the craziest thing I ever saw. Um, especially if like especially like people that are big in the space and like really big, like people like guys making millions, like really millions a month,
Mm.
DMing you and say, "Yo, how the fuck are you doing this?" It's like really insane,
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah. And tell the people what you mentioned before, or like on our call, with I think one video that went really viral on my page. I think. Yeah. Yeah. It was on
Yes,
my page. Yeah.
it was let's say 1.5 years ago. I had less than 10K, obviously. You had, I would say 16K. Yes, 16K
Mm.
exactly. And the video was at 7 million, I think, or 6 million, or 26K, I think. So I didn't know how to grow that good. Let's say
Mm.
it like this. So um, I was using wrong strategies, old strategies, outdated strategies. So there was a new feature coming out called Instagram Reels. So me and a friend were talking and talking about growth and how it doesn't work out for us. And then we kind of s saw your like a video of yours,
Mm.
and we just went nuts. Your video had 16 million at one point, or 20 million now, I think. And we said, how is this even possible? This guy went from zero to 26K or 30K in like a matter of days.
Yeah.
And we were like, how is this even possible? Why can't we do it? Why is this guy doing it and we not? And at this point, I was multiple years in Instagram, and I haven't seen some like I've seen things like this, but not like so crazy. And I was so I was my mind was blowing up. And like after a couple of months, I experienced it myself. So
Yeah.
um
Yeah. Yeah. The thing is
yeah,
with like features and stuff. That's what I noticed back then. Probably sooner than other people. For example, with reels or other features that come out, you really have to test and double down on those,
yes,
and see if they work for you. And if they don't, then don't do them. So, for example,
exactly.
with the reels, I really doubled down on that with a friend of mine, well, Create Improvement, Aaron, and I think he started his page a month before mine, and he was at like 12K. I was at like 100 followers. I'm talking about the page Billionaire Director,
Yes.
and I think I think you and me started at the same time or around a similar time with those pages and stuff,
Yeah.
or maybe you started the page a bit sooner. But we're in terms of levels, you were a bit
Yeah.
ahead of me with following and stuff, but like
You were trying new things out.
yeah, and the thing is, our stories are very similar because
Yeah.
I started when I was 13 and a half, 14 with team pages. And I did the exact same thing, like created fitness things. And I actually have two or three pages that I can't remember the login for, and they're still online. So one is football with one L dot
Mhm.
DB, and that was blowing up, and then I forgot the password. Then there was one gymfit.db and also fortnite.db. I was posting my
Same.
Fortnite clips
Ex
and gaming,
exactly.
yeah, and it was just for fun, but it definitely, and then eventually I did a Fortnite page with news stuff, like posting
Same.
news. Yeah, it was so fun, but then obviously Billionaire Director came in and blew my perspective on those things away, and I remember that like 20K followers. What was the page called of Val?
Um,
That got disabled.
ambitious, ambitious.
No, no, no. The first page. Something with millionaires or millionaire
Mil,
or
mil, million, millions coach, millions coach.
yeah, millions coach. I remember that I was gaming and I saw his page and I found his page and then kind of looked at it and I kind of saw him as a niche leader, you know, like in terms of following and stuff, and same with Billionaire's Assistant at the time.
Hmm.
But then eventually, like, that growth that came in, it was crazy, you know, like with that one video, I remember that it went so exponential with like 100K views on day one, and then day two 1 million, day three it was 14.4 million and 1.1 million likes, and I only was at 3K followers, you know. And
Yeah.
I think it could have, I think it was the most viral video in the whole niche up till now, at like if you compare it to the amount of followers I had.
Um, yes, that for sure, that for sure.
Yeah,
I also had like a lot of viral, really, really viral videos. Like
yeah.
recently, I had like a video with 30 million, but the problem was that it wasn't really, really um good in terms
Mm.
of follow, like with you to follow.
Yeah.
So I wasn't getting many followers
Yeah,
because the
exactly.
video
Then
was
one, yeah, it wasn't optimized or wasn't
exactly.
attracting the right people. Yeah, and kind of coming back to the topic, with those Instagram pages, how much would you say you're making from those per month as a 15-year-old?
As I really I can't really say 100%. I could say four
Yeah,
figures for sure, at least four figures because I am not even focusing. You can see my growth went down like from the moment I started NFTs because I can't really like you can put time in, but you can't do like what I have done before that.
mm,
Because before that I was posting 4 times a day.
yeah,
4 times a day, that means like a lot of followers, let's say it
yeah,
like this.
yeah.
Um, like the more you post, the more videos will go viral, meaning the more followers you'll get and the
But it
bigger you'll
does
get.
depend on the stage of the page.
Of course,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
100%.
It's not like
Uh,
people listening can post 20 million videos per day and hope to go
yeah,
viral. There is a
like
kind of minimum and maximum to it.
like we said before, you need to have those three pillars like
Yeah,
the foundations, and
branding,
once
content, yeah, and
exactly.
strategies.
And if you have those in place, you can start posting good content, but don't post a lot at the start.
Yeah,
Start slowly and get post more and more and more.
yeah.
Like at the start, 2 reels, 3 reels, 4 reels. Never go more than 4 reels, I would say, per day.
And coming back to your agency stuff, like what you're doing
Yes,
right now, we spoke a bit about it before on the call. Like
yes,
I think we've known each other for like 1.5 years,
2 years.
2 years now. Yeah, something like that.
Yes,
Pretty cool. But
we
just
had
want to throw
highs
that
and
into.
lows. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And um, yeah, basically coming back to the agency stuff, like um, how much are you doing with that at the moment, or is it still in the building phase,
Uh,
or?
well, we just started this agency 1 week ago, so I
Oh,
can't
okay. Sorry,
really
sorry,
say
sorry.
much.
Yeah.
Like I just started out, and like we started the agency out. It's like the same account before, but we changed the branding, we changed the name,
Yeah.
so it's like brand new. Um, at this moment, we're just building websites and scaling Instagram and Facebook and um, generally speaking, optimizing Google SEO and all that. Of
Mm.
course, I have so like if I wanted to, I could sell every social media service out there because I'm a contact that does it for really relatively cheap.
Mm.
But I don't really want to do that because everyone is doing that.
Yeah.
So you need to
Be
get a bit
unique. Yeah.
creative
Yeah.
and do something else than others, I would
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Then you'll have like gold niche, a
Yeah.
gold mine. Um, so
Jeez,
yeah,
man.
that's
You're making
yeah,
4 or 5 figures plus per month as a 15-year-old.
yeah, but like it can get better. I can
Yeah,
say
true, but still, like, I think what we have as well entrepreneurs and online entrepreneurs, or at least I think it's both like similar to both of us. is that we always seek improvement on everything.
Yeah,
Like I never sit still to look back at what I've done or achieved. Like never, even in fitness or in anything. Like it's so weird, you know. I never think of it, and I always think, oh, what can be better? What can be changed? What can be done differently? What can
exactly.
be created? And it's just how maybe our minds work. But sometimes it is really good to reflect on that you're actually, well, you have to accept it. You're really young,
Yeah,
and you're making four, maybe five figures per month.
I'm making more than my most of my teachers in total, like combined.
That's
At one
crazy.
point, I was in one day I made more than four teachers combined with
Yeah,
one
it's crazy.
NFTs. I flipped like two NFTs.
But would
That
you
was
say
it.
with your NFTs that you're when you calculate the losses and pluses
Um,
and kind of do them minus each other, would you say you're in the profit?
yeah, definitely. I'm in the profit, but obviously I made a lot of good trades and good flips, but
Mm-hmm.
also a lot of bad trades and bad flips.
Yeah.
That costed me a lot of money.
And would you say
Still,
like in terms of just sorry to cut you off, but in terms of like the NFT or the flips that you did, in terms of how many were successful and how many were not successful, how much would that be, do you think? Or is that very hard to
well,
say?
n- I don't think it's really hard, but I don't count it like, let's say it like this. If you make one good trade, look, I've made a challenge for myself. Um,
Mm-hmm.
let's start with one Ethereum and flip it like you just need to double your one Ethereum. Wait, let me see. I have it on my whiteboard. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Seven times to get from one Ethereum to 512 Ethereum. To double it seven times.
Yeah.
So you just need to double your money seven times to get to millions.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Yeah. No, but
And you
like in
can
terms
always
of
do that.
like experience and knowledge, what I do notice a lot is when, for example, people online try to do coaching or something like that, or for example, in the um, Bitcoin and crypto space, like NFTs as well, like
Yeah,
if you calculate, like let's say you have 100 trades and 100 trades, 70 of them or 80 of them were losses and 20 or
yeah,
30 were profit. That
yeah,
is a very bad ratio, even if you made like
yes,
a lot more money on those profit because you're risking a lot more, you know. So
yes.
that's what I meant with that ratio. Like if the successful ones were a lot higher than the negative ones, or it really
Mm,
depends. Like I mean, it does depend on like what you're trading with and what you're
yes.
doing. But yeah.
So let me say it like this. If you do the challenge, like if you try to only win and if you don't gamble, I'm gambling a lot. Like I like to gamble. But like when you're following a strategy, I think you can be successful continuously, like trade after trade,
Mm-hmm.
but it's really, really hard because one thing needs to go wrong and everything goes wrong. You know,
Yeah.
and well, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? So you'll if you start in NFT space, expect losing money and
But like in terms of the gambling part, just to go into that a little, um, would you say your risk management is higher than the gambling, or is it literally just gambling all your money?
not all your money. Like
No, but
I
like
will
people
all
can interpret it in the way of you going to a casino with your savings and just sitting
no,
there.
you shouldn't do that. No, I mean gamble a little, a hundred,
Take
a
risks.
couple hundred.
Take
Yeah, and
risks. Take risks that you can afford. That's how you could say it.
like big risk, big reward, like high risk, high reward. If you risk a lot, and you do like those high risk, high reward, you can make a lot of money. But like I said, it's just a cup. Like my one of my best trades
Mm-hmm.
was just a free mint. A free mint, you can make so much money from free mints, and that's why I decided to make my own NFT as a free mint.
Yeah.
And like the last couple ones to do paid, like, and it's even really really cheap. It's like a couple dollars.
Mm-hmm.
So because that can those NFTs have like if they have good foundations, they can make
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
money and they can go really really viral in the NFT space because
No, but I definitely do think with the risk management that it should be, Well,
Yeah,
obviously you shouldn't be dumb enough. Like when starting out, people would think, oh well, gambling and stuff, and all fun and games. But if you
yeah,
have like $1,000 to your name and go and gamble with like 50% of it, it's very dumb. So the
yeah,
risk management should be there, or at least when you're making 1,000 a
yes.
month and you're gambling with more than 50% of your monthly income and your expenses are larger than 50%, it's very dumb.
Well, honestly, 90% of the NFT space is like that.
Exactly.
I'm
That's
going
why
to be
I'm just
honest.
adding it. Yeah.
You shouldn't gamble with your life savings or your
Yeah.
savings that you need. You should, if you gamble with a little, like 2%, 1%, 0.01%, depends on how much you like
Can lose.
want
Yeah.
to get. Yeah, and like if you think that it can be a good trade,
Mm-hmm.
all right, then go with it, but don't risk all your money. With gambling, I mean gambling like a couple, like like 0.1% or 1% or 2% of your money. If you really think it can be big, maximum 5%, because you can lose a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say it like this. And
Yeah.
what I notice in the bull market, you need to experience a bull and bear market to know how the NFT space is moving.
Yeah.
Because in the bull market you can make 40 Ethereum in profit, and in the bear market you can lose it all.
Yeah.
And
Exactly. Or more.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah, especially if you or more. Yeah. But good that I experienced it, because I was at the start of the bull market. I was there watching everything, experienced how everything went parabolic and how everything went down parabolic.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, but definitely
it's
like
like,
with like your experience in the space already, like even though you're 15, I think age is such a label as well because like even though you're 15, you have like so much more experience about all this stuff also with applying it and learning it than for example even 25-year-olds or 20-year-olds who are doing
yes,
it for a while or even parents, And yeah, just to kind of round off the podcast. It was a pleasure to have you. And if you have
yes.
any other, yeah, things you want to add to before we cut it off.
Um, well, first of all, just don't gamble your money, like your life savings. Second of all, try to learn new skills and educate yourself. And try to be creative. Even if you open a TikTok, did you see that Tate guy? Like
Mm,
Tate, Andrew
yeah,
Tate.
yeah,
I think you know why he's growing so much, because he's trying new
yeah.
things. Like no one besides of Gary Vee, no one tries to go into controversial topics and try to go viral
Grant
like that.
Cardone.
Or Grant Cardone, yes, exactly. So Tate is doing exactly the same thing like
Yeah,
those two, and that's why I think he will be like a minimum at Grant Cardone level in a couple of weeks, even if it goes like this. Like
yeah,
it's crazy. I open my TikTok thing and I get hundreds of
yeah.
videos of him in a row,
Yeah, that's the
and
power of the word of mouth and the pyramid style
exactly,
of growing. Yeah, definitely.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, and he's using controversial topics to get a reaction. So that way,
it goes
he's
viral.
growing
Yeah,
really, really fast, and people just make a fun of him, like make fun of him. But in reality, he's making fun of those all people, like of all of these
mm,
people, because he's making so much money through his course,
yeah,
because
yeah,
people go to his course and buy it, even though they're making fun of him.
yeah. Exactly.
He's the winner of all of them. Like,
Okay, well, a nice
well,
ad before we
okay,
head off. But
yes,
yeah, I wanted to thank you to hop
ye-
on for
yes,
hopping on this podcast and
yes,
just to be on here having a chat.
yes.
And we'll definitely do a few more in the
Yeah,
future.
for sure. It's really like it was really interesting to talk with you about all of these topics. And when I'm doing a podcast, I will invite you as well as my
Oh,
second or
you're
third guest, or third guest or first guest. I don't mind, and to see how it's going, because the top like podcast business is also growing, and
mm,
I think it's going to be huge in the future.
definitely agree. Well, thanks for having you. I'll
Yes.
definitely join yours when you created it. And
Yes.
yeah, thanks for listening, everyone. I hope you
No
enjoyed
problem.
this one. And yeah, we'll we'll speak in the future again.
Yes, for sure. See
Awesome,
you,
man.
Alex.
Thank you, man. Bye bye.
Bye bye, brother.